Greetings, sending peace, unity, light, and love. Maharaj said that science would one day advance enough that it would validate all of the non-duality teachings that have been discussed for thousands of years. That's happened. First, there's the second law of thermodynamics, which says basically things will come together and they will come apart. That things are just cycling. Secondly, science has shown that all is energy matter, and neither energy nor matter can be created nor destroyed. That lays the foundation for Maharaj's pointer when he said, when the birth is disproved, the great noble meaning of spirituality and the meaning of this world, everything, is disproved. Science has proved that because all is energy matter, and because neither energy nor matter can be created nor destroyed, that there is no creation and there is no destruction. So if birth is disproved and the great noble meaning of spirituality is proved, and if there's no creation, what does that make clear about 5,000 years worth of talk about a supreme creator being or about many supreme creator beings? And if birth is disproved and the great noble meaning of spirituality is disproved, and if it's understood that there's no destruction, what does that say about 5,000 years worth of talk about a supreme destroyer being or many supreme destroyer beings? And if birth is disproved and the great noble meaning of spirituality is disproved, what does that say about 5,000 years worth of concepts and ideas and beliefs and tenets and dogma? The fact is you're unborn, and because of that, there is no you to die. So what's really happening on the planet? A male and female get together, engage in an act of friction. Now, they had been eating plants, and certain plant cells in the male had transformed into sperm cells. Certain cells in the female had transformed into eggs, and because this transfer, this act of friction brought about a transfer, the egg, the sperm got together, started a process, and because the woman continued to eat for the next 9 months, this process of plant cells converting to human cells happened spontaneously. Those two people did not create anything. They are simply cycling elemental plants and the consciousness that is manifested in those plants and transferring that to what we call a human body. But the couple, they're making nothing. They're creating nothing. They're simply cycling what already is. There has never been a case where a man came home in the evening and the wife was just exhausted and he asked her, "What's the matter?" And she said, "I'm really tired today. I made the brain today. And I want our child to be smart, so it just took so much out of me making that brain." No. This is just all cycling. The second law of thermodynamics is showing us that things come together, they eventually come apart. A man was shocked once who was here when there was a bridge in the news that had collapsed and people were crushed. Things come together and things come apart. Next, Maharaj made clear that there are no timelines. Everything is merely cycling. So there's no beginning, middle, end, judgment, and then eternity, either in an upgraded version of what people call this world or a downgraded version of what people call this world. See, if this world is false, then those worlds that are based on false perceptions about this world or what this world is like, those also have to be false. Maharaj says you're not in the world is in you. Meaning it's in your mind. There are 7 billion perceptions of what this world is like, because that's how many people are on the planet. And each has his own or her own perception. With 7 billion different perspectives about what this world is and what it is like, there can be no one true and accurate perspective. It's all in the mind. For some of those trapped in their myth and superstition-based systems, that pointer might trigger anger. But for a few who might be willing to consider the pointer objectively and then question all of their formerly unquestioned beliefs, a previously unimaginable level of freedom might come, followed by an incredible lightness of being for the remainder of the manifestation. Next, if there are no timelines that are real, there was no you, little y, or you, capital Y, prior to manifestation, and there'll be no you or you post-manifestation. See, it's also necessary to know that there is no you or you now if you want to understand why the fact is that you're unborn. What is now is a composite unity. Okay, a composite unity of 3 parts. An elemental plant food body, circulating air, and temporarily housing the manifest consciousness. That composite unity involves no me-ness, no you-ness, no them-ness. Just is. Now, even John Paul II, before he died, said that the geography of Gehenna needed to be corrected, that there is no geographic heaven or hell, that both are states of mind and the emotions, and that one is in one or the other right now. So, this timeline of birth, life, death, judgment, heaven, hell has been discounted by the sages for thousands and thousands of years. See, that Pope understood what Jesus Christ meant when he was offering non-duality pointers during his final days. See, Jesus supposedly said no one will ever see the kingdom of heaven, for it's within. He said heaven and earth shall fade away. He references somebody's statement of non-duality, referring to the I am part of that somebody's statement when he said, when you speak of me as I am, or as the I am. He said, before Abraham was, I am. What was that always was, is, and shall be? It's simply energy and matter, which have never been created, which are not destroyed, and that's why the amness is true. The deer in this area that often sleep on this property at night are a very peaceful group. They eat, they rest, they have sex, they procreate. The young scamper about, run here and there, fall, get up, play some more. None of those deer are burdened by the content of a mind. They have no beliefs that they are willing to fight about or kill over. They have no discontent because they have no mind. They have no second job that they've assumed because they believe in a timeline and they've got to live this way to get that and live that way to get this, or to avoid that at all cost. They don't have any of those burdens because they don't believe they're born. They don't believe they're going to die. They don't believe that they're going to be forever. They don't have those belief systems that strap humans and that create such misery and suffering and that make living a second job itself. The deer are just these composite unities. They're cycling in and eventually cycling out and abiding fairly peacefully and fairly contentedly in between. Because they don't believe they were born. They don't have a fear that they're going to die. They don't have a fear that they're going to be punished eternally. They don't work hard to try to get eternal rewards. Because they do not believe they were born, they are not strapped with all the fears of death. The question then is, why should you not be able to do the same? To live as peacefully and contentedly as they do, without being strapped by all of these concepts and by making life itself a second job. See, you should be able to do the same. And you can if you realize fully. Peace, unity, light, and love to you.